welcome to the very first live earnings call that we have here on the history of this channel, obviously in beautiful corporate Netflix corporate colors from maybe the most busiest city in the Middle East, Dubai. So let me know two things, guys. First, I want to know where are you watching from, obviously, and second, I want to know your questions, so post it into the comments so I can get to all of them, because we will have a couple of more minutes shortly, maybe also half an hour or 15 minutes. We never know when the earnings are coming, and this is the episode all about it, all about the most beautiful numbers around companies, the Q1 earnings of maybe one of the biggest winners of the current situation, Netflix. We are talking about, guys, just to give you the impression about what we are talking today, all right? So we are talking about the best performing stock on the stock market for the last decade, with over $4,000 return. Can you imagine when you discovered Netflix, when they was still sending out the DVDs to those clients? This was a mega trade, a mega innovation, a very, very innovative company. Reed Hastings, the CEO and founder, I love when CEO and founders are on the company's head, even after a couple of decades, and he's just bringing out his vision, and therefore I love this particular factor about companies, and therefore also I personally like Netflix a lot. Not that much like Tesla though, but surely it's one of the best interesting stocks out there. It was, for my personal opinion, always a bit too expensive, but this is always the view of the investors, obviously. But we will talk about this in the later stage. Let's see. We are having people here from, let's see, Poland. We have Lisboa here. We have London here, Seattle, Ireland, Bremen, which is in Germany, and we have UK and New York City. So I think the very first fact that we need to establish is by the way, if I'm just into some things and someone of you see that the that the earnings come okay, the earnings are just out, so we're just diving right into it. So this is quite interesting. Directly after the bell. Okay, so Netflix earnings are out. Here are the numbers. Netflix earnings, Q1 earnings are out. Or is this just... No, that has to be some earnings. Let us see. Okay, let us see if what is also surely interested is the Netflix after hours. Okay, so the numbers should be good because the stock is already 8 or 9% up after hours at 470. But I don't see any numbers here, but it's a developing story, so maybe we need to open it once more, but I don't see any numbers. Okay, here are the numbers. So what are reported was earnings 157 per stock and revenue 5.77. And Actually, Wall Street is anticipating earnings per share 165 and revenue of 576. But apparently, we should have then most probably some gains into the subscribers. Domestic paid subscriber addition expected to come. Okay, it's still. So the numbers are pretty good by the market, it's 9% after hours. So let's have a look if we have a better, let us see if we have a Netflix investor relations. Let us see. Sorry guys for keep you waiting, but apparently, oh yeah, okay, here we have financial statements. Allow, so let us see. Let's open that. Continue. The next time I come, definitely better prepared. I'm telling you that. So Netflix is just installing a small virus on my laptop, and yeah. Okay, so let's have a look. Okay, so revenue were 5.7. Okay, that's really annoying here. Let's have a look if we can do something about that. Okay, that's also not working here. Let me have a look. Okay, so anyway, cost of revenue. Let me see if I can make this smaller though. Okay, here we are. Now we're talking. Okay, so let's have a look. Cost of revenue, $3.6 billion Netflix spent on content, and this is absolutely crazy. This is always what makes me feel very good about this company. They spend so much money on content, which is the most important part for this company. Marketing cost $500 million, technology development $500 million, and general administrative $250 million. Now, just to mention this number here, which is obviously staff expenses and all these things. Netflix is one of the best paying companies in the US and worldwide, and therefore I believe this is absolutely great when a company pays better than the market. Obviously the employees are much better and more excited about everything, so I think that's a good thing. But let's have a further look into the numbers. So operating income was about almost $1 billion. So then we had some expenses and made a $709 million net income. So, and that's then an absolute of $1.61 per share. So this is apparently this was expected. So let's have a look what CNBC is writing at this point of time. The stock is still 9% up, which is amazing. It lost all its gains. So apparently investors don't like those numbers that much. As you can see, it was just at 9 or 10% plus, and now it's giving all of its gains apparently. Let's see how these numbers will look towards the end of this stream. Now it's picking a little bit up, but overall it seems that those numbers are just midi-coin. This is actually what surprised me here. This sentence: Wall Street is anticipating earnings per share 165. When we did 161, it was in the financial statement. It's now here 157. So I think they took the diluted number. And revenue, they did they was anticipating 5.676, and they did 5.77. So also here, not met the expectations here of Wall Street. But let us see if we have already something that we can see here. Okay, fellow shareholders, in our 20-year history, we have never seen a future more uncertain and unsettling. Yeah, of course. Let us see if we can scope here. Obviously they are very fortunate to be in the streaming service and to be on top of things. Let us see. Just I'm very curious how the stock is going up 5% as of this moment. So people are having time now to read everything here. But obviously they are very fortunate. That's right. We expect viewing to decline, membership to grow, accelerate as home confidence ends, which we hope is soon. Obviously, yes. However, we have seen significant disruption when it comes to customer support and content production. Yeah, this is obviously a big thing for Netflix right now, to content creation. We have taken another 2,000 agents, all working remotely so our customer service works. Okay. They created a $100 million fund to help the hardship of the industry. This is fantastic. Let us see if we have here some more things about the overall subscription base, because in the end, Netflix is all about subscriptions, right? One person subscribe, and maybe it never goes off the network. This is the beauty about the business. So the most important part also is here really to go into the overall, the subscription gain, and especially the US saw a little bit of decline over the years and not that much growth like internationally. So let's have a look. So Q1 results. So yeah, let us see. Okay, hopefully progress against at this happen. We expect viewing and growing to decline. So they anticipate, from this moment of time, obviously a decline of viewing and subscription, obviously, because now are the peaks. Our initial internal forecast and guidance is 7.5 million global paid net additions in Q2. Okay. Let's have a look if we find some other parts. Content will be definitely important. They have apparently some content already in the made version, so they may be just in the editing part or something. So Netflix has maybe one of the stay invested, as you have seen in the numbers, $3.5 billion that they invested into content is now paying off, as they maybe have the biggest and best content base out there, in comparison to Apple Plus or Disney Plus. So I think this is quite interesting. Oh yeah, so here our Q1 slate highlighted the variety of content that people enjoyed en masse all over the world on Netflix. Scripted English language series like Ozark 3. I love this series. Projected a 29 million member household will chosen to watch this series in its first 4 weeks. This is unbelievable, guys. Let's have a look. Cash flow definitely got better, which is also a positive. But where do I find subscribers? Let's have a look if CNBC can help us more. Okay, so global paid net subscriber additions is 15.77 million. This is a very important number for Netflix because, you know, it's really important how much they gain. And as you can see here, this number is absolutely insane. You know, usually we grow maybe 9 million and we double those numbers almost at 15.8. So big thank you here to CNBC that it's much better and easier to find information on the right here on live streams. So let's have a look how the stock is doing. Positive 3.8%. So not so people seems to be not so happy about these numbers, right? I mean, my personal, I think I read it in this live stream that people were asking, hey, are you bullish into the earnings? I just made a very small position into the overall option market to benefit from a big flow going forward. But, you know, as I can see these numbers, this was just, you know, again, it was very small because I think, you know, it's very hard to estimate what was expected, what not, how much more revenue Netflix can generate over that. So, I mean, it's good earnings, but it's not earnings that, you know, put you totally on a totally different level. Obviously, we need to see how the subscribers are coming in, you know. It's you know, it's much better than the 8.2 expected of subscribers, so definitely big positive over here. Revenue lower than expected, so, you know, all in all, I think positive, nothing negative that I could see now on the first sight. You know, I think that's absolutely okay. All right. So I think that's important now to see how the stock react. I think they agree with me here. Yeah, you know, this is what I mean. Just the stock went up 2%, so nothing big here. The investors are not really super impressed or super happy, which I can totally understand. You know, I mean, subscribers, yeah, it was expected, especially by those a little bit younger here in the audience, you know, that so many go to Netflix, so many new subscriptions, so many new series. What you do with your all day, right? If you're not a content creator like me and sitting whole day to research content and everything, I think you need to either do some esports, you make some gym, or you doing Netflix. So you have really much people coming on Netflix, but those numbers, guys, didn't pretty much surprised the street that, you know, we went crazy about those numbers, as you can see. But I wanted to show you something that, you know, generally for this stock, it's about surprises. You know, overall, if you can see here in this graphic, that, you know, those are the last 4 quarters, and always we had an earnings surprise, an EPS surprise, but not by today. So, you know, you can see that Netflix investors maybe are also a little bit of, let's say, a kind of used to have great earnings, or really expected something phenomenal. And those timings are really hard to decide what is really in price, what is not, what is going forward. We will speak about how from here we can move forward, obviously. I'm also want to go and jump to the chat, but before we do this, I want to do a little advertising to something new for this channel, which I really look forward, guys. As you know, I'm always looking for growing this channel, growing this community. We will be, or this will be, the biggest stock investing channel worldwide. I'm hardly working on that. And therefore, we just introduced this live streams here, which I think is a whole new level. I see more and more people coming in, so I super appreciate the help. And I want to welcome our very first member of Wolf of Dubai. So let me explain. So I just launched, and this is Kyushu. So I hope I spelled it right. I just launched the brand new Wolf of Dubai membership. This will be something that can bring us closer. It will be a little bit more exclusive, and we will be actually let me have a look to find this button. Yeah, if you cannot find this button, here it is. So so there will be 3 tiers. There's let me see if I can do this. Yeah, so here it will be the Wolf Pack, which is the very standard one. You will have access to exclusive live streams. As this community get bigger, the live stream will get more crowded, so I will only maybe at some point switch only to members, which will be more exclusive, more Twitch like, if you know what is Twitch. And then we have the Real Wolf Platinum tier. This will be more access to even a special live stream only for members, where we talk about your topics. We can discuss prior which topics you want to discuss. It will be super amazing. And the last is I think this is one of the best thing that YouTubers here launched ever. So this is the Ultimate Wolf Diamond tier, where we are going absolute crazy 101. So we will connect over social media, and you can send me your trade ideas. I will update you what I'm trading when I'm very convinced about something. I just made today a oil short, which was very successful. This kind of things behind the scenes is very hard to get to you guys to prepare the content for. So the 101 group can really be part of that, so I can really look forward. So just if you are interested, it's less than a Netflix subscription, and you make money out of it, so maybe you see it as an investment. So I think it's great to grow to the next level, and you will support this channel as myself as a small creator. So let's have a look to the future of Netflix. So we talked about that this is the best performing stock on the whole decade. Okay, we gained 4,000%, and where it goes we don't know, but we know that the investors are not amused by those numbers. Let's have a look. Even we are now going even negative after those numbers, so 2.3% negative on those numbers. That's why I just thought about it. That's an option, and always investing is something that is your management of risk, and therefore guys, I always said maybe those numbers will be not that good like it seems, or a lot will be priced. That's why my trade size was so small, compared, for example, I put like $500 inside this trade, which is very tiny trade for myself. On the other side, I made like a $32,000 trade on Amazon today, which is a big trade for me. You know, I think that things like this can happen. So let's see how tomorrow those numbers will really react in the market. If we will have a bad day, then I'm telling you, Netflix is going down. Absolutely. You know, I think this is really, and now it's going plus minus zero. But you know, think about it that this is something very, very, you know, very temporary, right? Think about that Netflix now has the subscribers and will grow over time with those more and more people. And also remember, this is very much reoccurring earnings for them. So we should maybe see the effect just at Q2. Remember that. So maybe lots and lots of people are just entered Netflix in February, in March, so they pay just a month later, and they have, I think, even a 3 months. So you can see that the effect of Netflix can be actually maybe just in the Q2 when we have an explosion of the earnings. You know, now the stock turns again plus. So we are somewhere in the plus minus region for the stock right now. So I hope you guys did the right thing for your trade. Let's have a look into the chat here while I'm talking that much. So, oh yeah, in here DRK, also regular, just said hit the thumbs up button. This is very, very important. And what else we have? Netflix needs a new CEO. The current one should just go in and retire. I think, you know, I like when the founder is still the CEO. This always makes sense. This always, you know, will be a bit of spice, a little bit of vision. Those guys are mainly having, you know, this drive also to bring and make their dream come true. So I like actually when the CEO is still on board. So let's have a look if you have some questions. There's some questions about oil. I think I will make a more oil live stream in the next days, definitely, with this crazy oil market. So yeah, Future is now saying it actually on point. It's a mixed bag. It's a mixed bag, you know. Revenue and EPS couldn't very surprise, but subscribers obviously hit hard. The details and more things that we see is will be also more clear, I think, tomorrow. Oh no, not tomorrow. I think in a couple of hours. Let's have a look. In a couple of hours here, the earnings call will be at 3 p.m. PST. So PST time is so in about 1.5 hours we should know more about the overall situation. This is always a situation where analysts can ask people some questions, and those people in charge can answer directly, and everything is recorded. So this is something great to hear some details. If you are an investor in Netflix, I'm always, if I'm an investor into Tesla or other stocks, I always listen to all the small details in an earnings call, because the way they say sentences, the way they answer, the way they don't answer sometimes can really give you a hint what is behind those curtains, and therefore, I think currently we have an absolutely unprecedented situation on the market that is absolutely insane. Yeah, so Mike is saying that Mike G446 is actually saying that the PE ratio is 75 and the share is massively overvalued. Now, I would not always agree to that because of the following. First, I think that Netflix can count of somehow of a software or technology company, which PEs of 60, 50, 70 could be in the normal range. But think about that we are also would see some kind of adjustments, right? So now we will have the numbers, so the numbers will adjust a little bit, the stock will maybe go down a little bit, so the PE will be more attractive. But think about that companies that revolutionize markets can trade for years on very high PE ratios, and I think this is something that is really sometimes underestimated. We look at Tesla, Amazon was for years on 130, 160 PE ratios, and it's absolutely crazy. So I think this is something that is really important. Someone asked how they can subscribe to the membership. So you can actually down my videos, there's like a join button, so just click there, you will see the different tiers, and if you like them, you just subscribe. I would love to see you on the other side, obviously. I will also study more the earnings in the next couple of hours and tomorrow, obviously, and then maybe we will have another stream about some back information also about the earnings call, which is super interesting. I think this was quite fun. Let's see where the stock is right now. The stock is currently a little bit in the minus. So I think now it's again plus. So again, plus minus zero. Netflix is not very. It seems that investors think that this is quite fair pricing right now. So I think this is something that I believe can happen after the stock went up so big. Let's have a look also on the stock. I think this is also quite interesting. Over the last 6 months, since the very low in the 16th of March, we went up 46%, and overall for year to date we went up 30%. So while the S&P lost or gained just a little, we are still way up on all-time highs, I think, even on Netflix, and therefore 112 is the PE ratio as of this moment, market cap at $190 billion, one of the biggest streamers on earth. And I think that's a pleasure to finalize the stream here. It's going to be 2% plus, and with that, I would love to see you tomorrow, obviously, because tomorrow will be another day. Maybe we will go, I will check the earnings, and maybe we will make exclusive earnings as well. So I think tomorrow is also something important, definitely. I'm super excited. Thank you very much for watching. As always, make sure to smash that thumb button, and I see you tomorrow again twice, obviously, because we have always a daily vlog and a daily live stream. So thank you very much for watching, and see you tomorrow.